Hi, everyone. What's going to be? It's the question that anyone who's living under the sun today is probably contemplating on some level. As Jews, learning and facing a fear of uncertainty throughout the country, with the open acceptance of anti-Semitism on the political left and on the political right, and the results of our recent local elections, there's an uncomfortable uncertainty that's taking a toll on many of us. What's going to be? And what can or should we do? The Gemara in Brachos notes that the source of davening in the morning is found in this week's parsha. It comes from a pasuk, Vayashkem Avraham Baboker, that Avram got up early in the morning. And if you're thinking about where that pasuk appears, I imagine you would expect it to appear in the context of Avram's preparation for the Akedah. After all, we do know that he got up early that day to go to the Akedah, and we learn the concept of zrizas, of moving quickly with zeal to do mitzvos, from Avram's actions. But that's not the Gemara's source for Avram's tefillah. The source for Avram's davening is in the morning. The reason why we daven in the morning is from Avram's return to face Hashem after having lost the auction to save Sodom, and after that city and its four similar cities were destroyed. There again, we also read, Vayashkem Avram Baboker, that Avram got up early the very next day to face Hashem. Now, Avram davens a lot over the course of his life. In fact, in our Slichos we note, Misha'ana la'Avram Avinu Bahara Moriyahu Ya'anenu, that he who answered Avraham should also answer us. So why does the Torah choose the tefillah after the destruction as the model and proof that we need for us to daven daily? Why not the tefillah before, or perhaps even after Akedas Yitzchak? I think we might come to an understanding if we understood and reflected more often on just why we daven. If you ask a young child why he or she davens, you might hear that we daven because we need to ask Hashem for things. And there's a guided logic to that purpose of tefillah. A slightly more mature train of thought would also add that we daven to thank Hashem for all the good that he has bestowed upon us. And again, there's a value and a logic to that motivation for tefillah as well. Hu heitiv, hu meitiv, hu yetiv lanu. He has been good to us in the past, he'll be good to us, and he'll hopefully continue to be good to us. And that's the tefillah of ask and ye shall receive. In fact, the Netziv notes that this was the style of tefillah of Avraham and Yitzchak prior to going out to the Akedah. They knew that they were heading somewhere to do the will of Hashem, a direct and focused mission, and offered a tefillah that they should achieve their mission and Hashem's goal. But the Gemara is teaching us that Shachris specifically, and tefillah in general, is not only about a focused, goal-oriented offering of I need or thank you Hashem for. Sometimes we offer tefillah because we're in the midst of chaos, and we have uncertainty. In fact, the world seems backwards, and we don't know where to turn or what to do. And that's what happened with Avram on the morning after Sodom's destruction. The Sforno notes that while Avram Avinu had tried the day before to persuade Hashem using logic, he now got up early in order to beg for rachamim. And the Malbim suggests that Avram was davening for continued rachamim for Lot. You see, from the chaos, Avram knew that the next day he needed a different approach. Our Shachris, the Gemara notes, is modeled upon Avram Avinu's prayer at a time when Avram didn't know what's going to be. It was like a prayer for a family member in the waiting room of a surgical suite or emergency room, waiting for the doctor to come out and give some news. Or the family members of one of the beloved members of the IDF, waiting for a bit of positive news about what's going to be. It's not a certain tefillah, but it's certainly comforting to know, Lo ira ra ki atayim madi, I have nothing to fear, Hashem, because I know that you're with me. And like Avraham Avinu, we'd love to know that which we think is going to happen next indeed will. But we need to be realistic, with the awareness that life's uncertain. And when things don't go as planned, there are twists and there are turns that can bring about great successes ultimately. So when we daven chakras, or any tefillah, it's not about asking for stuff, a spiritual shopping list. Rather, it's about creating interconnected dependency between us and Hashem. And even if the world today is unclear, we can still connect to Hashem. The Chinese word for uncertainty is also the word for opportunity, because the moments of chaos have enormous potential. What's going to be is the wrong focus in these moments. Instead, we need to think of something else. who's going to be? Who is? And who is going to be with me? And our answer emerges through tefillah in these times. Hashem li Vayeira. We know with certainty that Hashem is with us and we have nothing to fear. Wishing you and yours a Shabbat Shalom and a Shabbat Shalom to all.